Go ahead and give us, got us ready. Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody here this morning. And it's good to see people that invest in what's going on in the community here. And we welcome them too. But before we get started, I want to ask everybody to stand. I'll leave it to the word of prayer and we'll take it. Heavenly Father, again, we just thank you, dear Lord, for another day of life, dear Lord. Just thank you for a beautiful day. Dear, we just pray that you just be with us in this meeting. Just pray that we just do things that's pleasing to you and pleasing to the citizens of the county, dear Lord. Again, we just want to pray for the ones that, dear Lord, are hurting so bad. We got people that still not accounted for, dear Lord. We just love to be able to find them, bring closer to the family. Be with these families that are in tent, dear Lord. Be with the ones that have got nothing. And just pray that you just be with them and let them know that they call on you and you'll be there for them. So just be within this meeting again, dear Lord, and give us a good day. We'll never fail to praise you in Jesus' name. Amen. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First of all, I'm gonna add onto our agenda, and we'll put it down as number 3. We've got a Jerry Dusenberry here from FEMA, and he's going to talk about the travel trailers. So we'll put him up and let him speak, and then he can go ahead and go. Matthew, you got 3 things?
Yeah. We need to open the test drill bids for FEMA 4595. We have an additional resolution we need to add on for KCO. That will be resolution number 2022-0927-3. And then just a discussion on the pipe contracts. Oh, additional funds.
Okay, y'all got anything to add?
Yeah, we got you there, Judge. One is discussing possible action concerning the occupational tax verification ordinance. Next will be the discussion and update of ARPA funded projects. And then the last one will be discussion of Gayhart Drive.
What was the last one there?
Discussion of Gayhart Drive.
I got one too, Judge. Water department said they need the building to store their supplies and stuff in. And I think he might have one found. He said we could use some ARPA money to get this building. I think his action is $300,000.
Okay, is that it?
Hello.
Jerry?
I want to know if I have permission to speak. I just want to know if I can be added to the agenda.
Okay, usually what I do is get everybody to sign up, and when we get done with the meeting, whoever wants to ask a question or make comments, you'll be more than welcome to.
Okay.
Okay, at this time, motion to accept the agenda with these add-ons.
Motion.
Second.
Donnie Bush,
Aye.
Roy Oakley,
Aye.
Ray Moore,
Aye.
Bill Peters. Motion carried. Okay, approval of the minutes. Now, I get to the minutes.
We've had sickness in office, and I was out with COVID, so we'll
Okay.
next time.
I know I didn't see none in my agenda. Okay. Going on back to, at this time, I'm gonna ask Jerry, where are you at? Oh, over here. come on in, and whatever they feel comfortable doing here in.
I don't, my first time here, so if I'm a little awkward, bear with me. My name is Jerry Dusenberry, and I work for Dewberry Engineering out of Fairfax, Virginia, and we're contracted to FEMA. And as I explained it, we're kind of here to bird dog, and we're out looking for sites to put mobile homes and also travel trailers to help the victims of the flood. And we're working in numerous counties, of which Breathitt is one of them. One of the sites that came up is the Elkview, kind of south edge of town, 16 miles out. And I've been working with Ellis Tincher on some of the projects, so I've been working with him and met with him several times over the last, I don't know, 30 or 45 days that I've been here, and he was the one that mentioned that I needed to come here and present. Basically what they're looking for on that particular site is to go in and put travel trailers on. We understand there's some infrastructure already there, power, water, and sewer. So it's a matter of whether or not the county is amenable to working with FEMA to allow that park to be used for that case. It's a temporary housing situation. In other words, it could be as much as, say, 18 months, and it may be longer, it may be shorter. But as a person needs housing to allow the time to get their home back up and put back together so they can get back to their life, they're housed in either mobile homes or travel trailers. And once they're able to get back into their home, then that travel trailer comes off of that site as well as a mobile home. So it's a temporary to help the people out. Any questions, or that's kind of it in a nutshell?
And I hadn't talked to you before, but just before we came inside in here, but I actually I met one vehicle, like one of them, that was deputy taking different people from FEMA and the state up there to look at this, and then actually, a week ago Friday, I took a lady by the name of Karen, I don't remember her last name, from FEMA, and then Joe D'Angelo, I guess he's the main person over the trailer.
Right.
And I talked to him and actually did mention the LU to him again, and he was all in favor of it, but then he said he was about to get a place here close to town, but I don't know where he's gonna find a place to put 50 trailers or close to town, but,
I came in with the first crew that came in about 45 days ago, I think it was. I don't remember the date now, but we came in, I'm going to say the beginning of last month, maybe it was the end of July, and there was about 5 teams of us, and we were all over various counties. And in doing so, we were looking at private sites, commercial site being a mobile home park or a campground, if you will. And sometimes we're allowed to look at state-run parks also. We found some that belong to the Army Corps of Engineers, and so it's a matter of whether they're going to allow those use. But we also look at group sites. In other words, if there's a chunk of ground out there that's 5 acres or 30 acres, and there's a big enough need in the area, then people will come in and develop what they refer to as a group site, and they'll move in a number of mobile homes in on that site. On this, they're looking at the trailer, so they will come in and do what minimal infrastructure they need to do. And typically, they leave that infrastructure behind whenever they're done with it. But yeah, we've identified a lot of properties here in Breathitt County as well as the others. So it's a matter of go find as much as you can, and then we'll narrow it down, and then wherever the need is. One of the goals obviously is to help the people, keep them in that vicinity, because that's where their family is and their job and the bank and the grocery store and everything else that's a part of their lives.
so, you know, I do, before you get away, I do have the number and stuff,
Okay.
and I'll get with Joe again and then run by, because,
Okay.
I mean, this morning it's 41 degrees, these people, I mean, they need a place. We got people in Wolf County and people in Curry County, but they need to be back in Breathitt County, so.
What we need to do, Judge,
What now?
sorry. What all we need to do to make it accessible, like, sir, I know we got water and some electricity.
Pretty much not a lot, and if they're gonna do, we actually getting 31 sites there when they are in building. I don't know, I think I haven't talked to you, but they actually brought some equipment in Friday. This is the one through KCTC, Travel Traders, so they're gonna use the yard up there, at 31. But the last number I had, they had 272 people applied. We got 25 at Elkview, at Crockett'sville, and then if we get 31 over there, Elkview just 56, we got 200 families, that's,
Long ways to
a
go.
place to be.
How many are Crockett'sville village?
26. And I think just 24 of them, out of Friday, just 24 of them was taken, everything got to work on when they move in, but they may be in there now, and they have all 26 of them taken.
Yeah.
But if you get that, I'll get with Joe and get with you, and
Okay,
if this is a goal, we'll try to make this thing happen.
okay. I'll go ahead and put it in my notes on that site that you spoke with Joe D'Angelo, and I don't know the Karen lady.
I don't either. She was from Georgia, matter of fact, there's another guy from Hawaii, River, and another lady from South Carolina, so.
Yeah, Joe, I was in Western Kentucky earlier in the year on the tornadoes out there, and Joe was involved with that also. So I could send it back up the pike, and the word will get to Joe that you all are interested. If they need me to follow up, the only thing, it sounds like you are amenable to it. Joe's been involved with it. It sounds like they may not necessarily need me to go any further, other than maybe stop back in and get an ingress-egress sign from you, so that it gives us the ability to take care of business on that piece of property.
Sound good?
Okay?
Thank you. I'll take you.
If you lose that, Ellis knows where to find me.
I'll take a picture in case I do lose you. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
Okay, first order of business is consideration and approval of resolution 2022-10927. And this is a resolution pertaining to the participation in the FEMA hazard mitigation program. And this is what most people know it by as a buyout program. We did have a meeting the 22nd over at Breathitt High School, and I never did get a head count on it there. There were a lot of people, and I still see some of them here that was over there that day. But this buyout program is something that the county would have to participate in. We would have to be the one who would buy these houses out at a physical court. And it is a kind of a lengthy process the way they talk, but what we would do is do one at a time, get one done and get closed, get reimbursed back from FEMA, then just move on down the line. But, how many in here was down there the other day that's interested in buying the program?
I'm interested in it. I wasn't there, but I was interested.
Okay. So what we need to do before we can participate in it, us as a physical court has to approve that. So at this time, to get involved in the buyout program for everyone that wants to sell, and again, we buy the place, it's got a home on it, we'll have to have it demoed down, and it end up being green space, from now on. Could build a park on it, could put a road through it, and that's about it. So at this time, I'll consider a motion to participate in the FEMA hazard mitigation program.
As far as expenses of tearing the houses down or whatever, is that the county pay that, or they reimburse?
How that's set up, and I wish the lady over it would have been over here, she's at the library. I'm just gonna use a number that's easy to keep up with. Say your home and property's worth $100,000. So that's $100,000. The PVA times it by what, 1.3? And they add that on top of it. So that makes it go up, say, to 130. And then it's gonna cost $50 to demo it. So now that piece of property's up to $180,000. That includes the demo and stuff down. So we would pay them we would pay all that, but the buyout people will get 87%, as it is right now. The state may come along with the 13%, but 13% is the county's part. And Pike County and Curry County, that's how they set theirs up, and that's the only two that I know participate in it right now. You know anybody else, Matt?
I can hear it.
But the 13%, instead of the county doing it, it comes off their buyout.
Does that make sense? The overall project price?
And hopefully, and I've already heard that they're gonna may put $1 million in on it. So you had $1 million, and that covers, half of it, 6.5%. Now, the customer, people who sell their house will get reimbursed back for that 6.5% that got taken out of their check to start with. Does that how you all understood it too? Is that what y'all? But the state is actually going back, in session January 1st, and everybody needs to call the center and hey, put the money in for the buyout project.
And all the funding for this upfront, I mean, it's a reimbursement program, we're liable upfront for it. We're working with Kentucky River Ad on writing grants to acquire that money. Like I said, it is a lengthy time frame. This program's not gonna happen, probably not within a year. So,
Probably 2 or 3 years. I mean,
yeah,
it's
so
good
we
time.
have time to get those grants done, written, and turned in, so that we're not we're not caught holding back.
And why I wanted to vote on it today, actually the deadline for Breathitt County, the way it is right now, is October 13th. If you want to sell out, you have to be signed up in the buyout program before the 13th.
So that's the deadline, just actually sign up.
Yeah, it's not to throw it out there too much, it's a soft deadline. If somebody decides later, we can work on it.
Probably, I don't see nothing wrong with that, you always.
Yeah, you can sign up anyway if you want to, and then if you back out, I mean, that's up to you.
I understood from the meeting and from looking that it's supposed to be, the FEMA pays 75%.
That's on that brochure you got.
Yeah.
That's an old brochure. The brochure that you got in your packet.
No, she's right.
Was
It's
75, 25?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's 87-13.
No,
It's
that's
federal is
That's not-
75, 12 is state, 13
Right.
is local.
That's right. FEMA is 75, state is 12,
Yeah.
and the county is supposed to pay 13.
Okay, so that's where the 87 is.
Yeah.
I had to sit down and talk to them, I know that.
But I don't know if the state has, if the county has to decide on that now or not.
No, we don't. I mean, we don't.
Because I know y'all are saying that the county could afford that, but I think
Well, I mean-
the people need it.
Yeah,
And
I
we
mean,
need to find a way up front
and we're
for the
working on
people
that.
to get the 13, for
Yeah.
them to get the whole thing.
Right, the
that-
13% is what the county is responsible for, and that will be passed on to the people who's buying out, but hopefully we can
No.
get grant money to do that.
But it doesn't have to be passed on to the people that's buying it.
But if just stated, though, if he can do,
Well, if
Do one at a-
if it doesn't, then we won't be able to afford the program. Is the problem.
if we do one at a time, I mean, we can come up with, sure we come up and do that, like.
Yeah, get the first one down to start, and we'll get
Reimbursement
reimbursed.
from there, it might be a slow process, but at least it'll be a process,
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
I was gonna ask you this, my son got washed away, it's just property there, there's no house. It's completely gone, so it's just gonna be property.
If you sell out the way I take it, if he sells his property out, it'll be pre-flood value, like when he had his house
What
and
he
stuff
had
on.
on there, okay.
And they would go up and get a tax bill on it, and then they would
Okay.
times it by 1.3%,
Okay.
add that to it. And he just wouldn't have no demolition fee period on his.
Yeah.
And the ones that get added to them, they're not getting the money, I mean,
It just, it's paid for.
that's coming out 13% that the county's
Yeah.
responsible for.
It's flooded property, I think, it looks to me like it's a win-win situation.
Oh, it is. I mean, I hate to see some people, and they probably will leave the county, and I mean, we lose some of our tax base, but I mean, we gotta do what's best for the people.
That's right.
And, that's why
Just like
we
you
need to
stated,
participate in it.
like you stated, we can do what we need to do today and get it started, and then we can
Right.
Yeah,
Work out the-
yeah, the other
work
stuff,
out
like
the-
say,
Right.
we just need to say, hey, we're participating in this, and anybody that wants to go sign up, we need to put something on the radio and in the paper and say, hey, go to the library and sign up if you're interested. You may sign up in a month, say, you know, I really don't wanna sell that. That don't mean you have to sell just because you sign up. But if you do wanna sell, you do need to sign up, or if you think about selling, I think you need to sign up.
Yeah, they said that you can back out of it all the way up till the time we sign the paper.
It ain't done until you sign your name on it.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Who said that, Donnie?
Yeah.
Roy Oakley? Ray Moore? Ellis Cantor? Donnie Bush? Motion carried. Consideration and approval. Did anybody else have any questions they want to ask before I go on to the, anything? All right. Consideration and approval of the appropriation revenue condition report. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Ray Moore? Ellis Cantor? Donnie Bush? Roy Oakley? Consideration and approval of the August 2022 financial statement. Have a motion.
Motion.
You say it, Ray?
Yes, sir. Second.
Ellis Cantor? Donnie Bush? Roy Oakley? Ray Moore? Consideration and approval of August 2022 Justice Center Corporation Fund Report. Have a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Donnie Bush? Roy Oakley? Ray Moore? Ellis Cantor? Motion carried. Consideration and approval of fund activity report. Have a motion.
Motion. Second.
Roy Oakley? Ray Moore? Ellis Cantor? Donnie Bush? Motion carried. Consideration and approval of budget transfer number 03-001. Have a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Roy Oakley? Ray Moore? Ellis Cantor? Donnie Bush? Motion carried. Consideration and approval of interfund transfer back number 03-001.
Motion. Second.
That you, Ray?
Yeah.
Ray Moore?
Aye.
Ellis Cantor? Donnie Bush? Roy Oakley? Motion carried. Consideration and approval of legal vendor claim.
No, I know Hinkle was on our judge, but there wasn't no gravel. Didn't gravel get on?
Bridget got, she's been off, it says we haven't got, Jimbo was gonna come over and bring all the list of the roads. We ain't got, none of the roads on any of the gravel tickets. We've got a bunch of names in there, but Bridget ain't got a chance to put them on. We can make a motion to pay all the bills, and get Hinkle to get you all listed and get you all approved before we mail it, because I'm not paying them.
I want to make a statement real quick, on the claims. If y'all vote to pay the claims, it needs to be, upon receipt of revenue, yeah. I was looking at our fund activity report, and last month, we spent $1,668,000. And, yeah, that hurt. So, we don't have enough to pay all these claims right now. So, like I said, we are working multiple ways, different things on down the list here, on trying to get some more revenue in, whether it be a loan or borrowing it off Keiko or some way, form, or fashion. But that's what we're trying to do, that's not what we've got done yet, so we don't have the cash right now. So like I said, if we do approve the vendor claims, we need to say upon contingency of receiving the funds.
Have we got enough funding for the, like, standing order claims, like,
We have enough to pay the bills and pay the workers.
like, the fuel, the sales, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Standing
We
order.
have that stuff. But as far as anything additional, no.
And that's what we've got on the agenda to add on, but also the next item is secure line of credit for Citizen Bank. probably that's a week-long process. After we get approval, a couple of them on board. KCO's still the same way. We're looking at kind of two different things with them.
Well, I think there's 4 different pots of money we're trying to get,
Yep.
but none of it's here yet.
Why don't we just amend the motion on claims to like stand order? And that we get financial situation.
Okay, there's only one on there then, if you wanna do it that way. There's only one claim out of all of them that I would say go ahead and approve, and that's for the bridge at Bowles Creek. King Creek, that's a project from way back, so we didn't get that through, just to approve.
It's not a thing, no.
It's not a standing order, so we can do standing order plus that one oddball.
And then another thing too, and it may even happen this week, hopefully, the money that we done for the blacktopping,
Oh, no.
when they get that, they'll reimburse us back, and that's what is it, back?
5,000, yeah.
Is that the first bridge? There's two bridges.
That's the second, we've already paid for the first one, this is the second, to finish that project off.
Is that done? 99,000.
99,946 dollars.
I thought we paid the one bridge.
We had to pay the one, it was like 97,000, this is 99,000.
This was this one here is actually the first bridge, and then you count the
Yeah,
first
it
bridge,
was laid
the second
aside.
bridge was still good, and the third bridge, so the third bridge has been paid for. And this one here is the first bridge when you go down Bowles.
Did somebody inspect them, they've been signed off on?
Yeah, they already done all that.
So I'll make a motion to pay the claims, stand order claims, and King Creek.
Now, what do you mean a standing order claim?
He's talking about day-to-day
Oh,
operations.
but you're not saying the fuel bills and?
Yeah, what we need to operate.
That's not on standing order.
No, well,
Well, I mean,
the fuel bill, fuel bill.
the necessity, just put it that way.
Alright, so let's be specific though, because you have to write them down. So, the one you're talking about would be the fuel bill, that's about it, honestly,
King Creek.
and King Creek. Because all the other ones are stuff like, postage, and insurance, stuff like that. Insurance on that order.
Yeah. Stand
So,
on claim.
Not handful.
so just Jiffy Mart and King Creek.
Until
Until the contingent upon funds, once they.
right, financial
Okay.
situation is, will this go? through?
Okay, say we get the Hinkle, get all the gravel bills, after y'all look at it and say, that's okay, then we go ahead and pay it.
If
Is that what
he's,
you're
yeah,
saying?
we got
Okay, it's
financial,
done.
fund to pay it.
Okay, and we just need the word standing order. Okay, do we have a motion to approve the vendor claim list? One of them be King Creek Drill for the bridge, and then Jiffy Mart, and then the other one
Contingent upon receipt of funds.
is receiving the funds, and then the gravel bill we give upon approval. So y'all can just come in and say, yeah, that's okay.
You got that down?
Yeah.
That'll work.
That's a long, approving the funding, so
Well,
Do you have a
we need to put it in a,
Uh,
have it on a wording.
Jiffy Mart, King Creek now, and all the others contingent upon receipt of funds.
So, don't say stand in order.
no, won't be that.
Make a separate motion on King Creek and Jiffy Mart, so it's completely
Okay.
specific. And then do it standing. That'd be my suggestion.
Okay, you want me to break it down in two pages?
I'd make 2 motions, that way it can be a little bit more specific and better understood.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, approval of, instead of vendor's claim is to pay Jiffy Mart and, King Creek Drilling on the bridge. Do we have a motion?
Motion. Second.
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 Is that you, Willis?
Yeah.
Ray Moore?
Aye.
Bill Changer?
Aye.
Donnie Bush?
Aye.
Roy Elphie? Okay, approval of the legal vendor's claims upon receiving funds to pay the other vendor.
Motion. Funds come available.
Yeah.
Fine with me.
Second.
Did you make that motion, Ray?
Yes.
Bill Changer?
Aye.
Donnie Bush?
Aye.
Roy Elphie? Ray Moore?
Aye.
Motion carries. Discussion and possible act, I'm sorry, did you say something? No? Discussion of possible action of establishing a secure line of credit with Citizen Bank and Trust. Matt has already talked to JB and stuff, but, it's not gonna be no trouble getting a line of credit, but for the amount that we're asking, it has to go in front of the board, and that's just normal procedures anyway.
We gotta turn over a lot of finance documents.
How much we're asking?
I
A
mean,
million?
What rate?
Don't know.
that's,
That's-
that don't know.
Or do you know?
Randy?
And two, I think once we get one of these notes done, and we get approval from KCO, that rate will be the best rate, then I think we just need to go and pay our loan off at the bank. And then maybe have enough money to move around and start getting some of it. I was hoping some of this stuff would be reimbursed quick, but I guess it could be up to 18 months or 24 maybe. You know, that's the worst case scenario.
Maybe you started the process, can't go with it.
Yeah, we got the 300. You know, we got the 300,000 on them last one meeting. They're actually setting a line of credit up for 2 million one thing. We had like 4.2,
The
but,
max is 4.2, but they're only asking for 2. If they don't try to get towards the max, it's a lot easier to get approved, and of course, they still gotta go in front of a judge and get approved and stuff. But that's what they're asking for, is the 2 million.
and what they're trying to do on that is like hurry, not, put them all in and get a better interest rate, but it also makes it more feasible to get approved.
Well, I understand, I was asking Brendan there, whatever money that's borrowed, you know, according to the statute, it states that it has to be paid back by the end of that budget, but, like Brendan stated.
I think they had another year to that, I think they
Yeah.
already had another year
You
to
can
that.
spread it out, you just gotta make sure you account for it in the budget.
Yeah.
Balance.
Yeah,
It's best if you get it done within
Yeah.
that budget.
yeah, Lonnie Campbell came in, that's what he said, he said normally it's just like end of fiscal year, but he said they already had it till like 2024 to
And I've already notified the Department of Local Government that we may be borrowing money. They said they were waiting on us to call. That, like I said, the short-term borrowing versus long-term borrowing, they're kind of being real easy on the rules right now because how big these projects are becoming. So, but they've already notified, and I've got the paperwork on my desk, that when any of this comes through, we'll file it.
And then another, I mean, I'm not saying nothing negative about nothing, but FEMA in the past has kind of been slow on this project to be reimbursed.
they're still gonna be
Yeah.
strong.
Right.
And it's just, I mean, it's just what it is right now. We'll have to eat the interest. I mean, that's probably what's gonna have to happen. We're gonna get these projects worked on now, and then
The ePay safe funds, I'm pretty sure that covers the percentage of the interest for loans. So I would check into that, you all might be able to qualify to apply for that. Because I was in a meeting with Letcher County last week, and they stated that it would cover the interest of any money that you would borrow from KCO, if the city borrowed from League of Cities and from a bank.
That's good.
And the EK safe funds are the funds that were allocated during the special session that was held last night.
We'll do everything we can to make it happen. Will it happen? I don't know. But it does.
We have that application and information, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I think we do,
Okay.
so it needs to be stipulated, like the road department or, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's gonna be easier to put it in general and transfer it back out. It is to say this goes in the road fund.
Have to do it.
Because if it's in general, you can put it in road fund, but if it's in road fund, we can't put it in.
once it
general.
goes in road, it can't come back.
Right, right.
So,
Make a motion, go ahead and start it, Judge.
Okay, do we have a second?
In the amount of,
$1 million. It's
Second.
Citizen Bank. You second that, Donnie? Oh, okay.
Right.
Randy. Donnie Bush, Roy Elphie, Ray Moore, Ellis Changer. Motion carries. Consideration and approval of establish the county 2022 real property rates at 18.20 cents per $100 of assessed value comprehensive rate.
that's the
This,
normal yearly thing about property taxes. This year, it went up just a hair on the property, but then it went down on your tangible. So your property tax bill will be a little bit higher, but your car tax bill will be a little lower.
that's correct, why I read that in the packet, like 4%.
Yeah,
Increase.
it's a big long way. No, the 4%, no, we took the compensating rate, which is just barely enough to make it the same as last year. Yeah, we didn't do the 4%. 4% would have made it like 18.7. So,
Last year, we actually done the same thing. I think that the other way around last year. I think the tangible went down, I think the real property went up. But it didn't hardly change the bottom number, but,
What percentage did it go up?
it was 18.04 last year, or 1. It didn't go up by much. It was like 0.1 it came up. So, there's just, I explain it. It's back in their packet, if you wanna look through it a little bit later. Pretty much they take the total value of everything in the county for the property, which is like 400 million. And then they multiply it by a tax rate, and they see how much revenue we're gonna get. If anything changes from last year to this year, they have to start moving their numbers around, and they still want us to make the same exact amount of money. You know, they don't want the county to make any more or any less. So if the property value goes up, then our tax rates come down. If our land values go down, then our tax rates are gonna come up, to make sure we get the same amount of revenue no matter what happens.
Who's asking for it to go up now?
State. We get this from the Department of Local Government. They give us 2 options: compensating rate, which is lowest, or 4%. And 4% just means we make more money, but then we gotta have a public hearing, go through.
maybe
Yeah,
raise the
yeah, we
taxes.
have a public hearing.
If the state decides to raise it anything over 4%, I think it's gonna be voted on by
Right.
overall, put on the ballot.
Right, and then then the community can come out and vote against it, and then it will go through. So,
And another thing, man, I mean, we all know, a lot of people's moving in the county and giving, I think a piece of property worth $50,000, they're giving $200,000 for that property, under the real price of what they're paying for the property. In the sense, that's gonna make everything,
right.
value of everything go up, if the process keeps, they keep doing it.
But this year, it barely does change what we'll get on the real property, and then our tangible will actually go down,
Yeah.
and it about balances it out, when you add them both
I
together.
know it's set by the state, but, there are a lot of things goes into that, and people
Yeah.
paying.
Actually, there's a calculation sheet back in your packet. I think it's like 20 numbers you have to figure on, and yeah.
I know
1,
it's,
2, 3, 4. There's about 14 different numbers that you have to multiply and divide by and cross-reference and get to that 18.2.
every year I get mine, in the month of November, can't believe what I'm seeing, but everybody's like that.
On that compensating rate, you're trying to generate the same amount of money this year that you did last year, so now next year, when it rolls around and we've got all this flood damage, your property values have gone down.
The rate of
Well, it won't go down next year, because the floodplain won't be changed this time next year.
That's what
It'll still stay.
That's what Bobby's saying. So,
So,
right now,
property values, people get their property values reduced because of the damage and buyout
Yeah,
and all that, and next
probably,
year.
they may not
then
build
the
a
tax
house
rate
back there on that
has to
property.
come to compensate.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, we're gonna
Keep in
pay
mind,
big.
everybody that participates in the buyout or in that county that's got property identity owned by the county will not be taxed.
Right. Yeah. What you're saying is,
That's gonna make
you're on
everything
the
You're
right.
gonna have to make up that difference next year.
Right.
You're on the right.
Yeah, well, most you could do is 4%, but I mean, it's still,
Yeah.
I think we gotta be careful when we start talking about trying to do that, to not run anybody on the county.
Right.
So, but yeah, the compensation rate's the lowest amount we could take and still be okay with the revenue we created. Like I said, it went up by 0.1.
So we got to prove one or the other.
All right, do we have a motion to go ahead and approve the real property at $18.20 per $100?
No,
Which is, would you say the cheapest, the tangible?
Yeah, that's going
Yeah,
from
the
18
tangible's coming down.
19.
Yeah, tangible's
Tangible
coming
went
down,
down a little bit.
but your personal property went up.
It went from $18.19 up to like $18.20,
Yeah.
what it amounted to on the property. Do we have a second? Like I say, that's your only choice, but that you wanna raise it 4%. Then we have to do a reading on it. Sure good, we don't wanna raise it 4%.
I hate to vote for higher taxes, when you're gonna
choice, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Well, it's either rated 1% or rated 4%, I mean, we don't wanna rate it 4%.
So if we don't raise it to 18.2, the other option is to raise it to 18.9.
Oh,
Can't stand that.
Second.
Who seconded?
Helen.
Move to read it.
Aye.
Ray Moore.
Aye.
Ellis Changer.
Aye.
Donnie Bush. Yea or nay?
Same thing.
1820 or 1890? You sustained what you said? Motion carried. Consideration approval to, let's see, consideration approval to establish county's 2022 tangible personal property rate at $20.02 per $100 of assets value. That one actually went down, let's see, that one went down 10.
Yeah. I think it was 20.1 last year, so this one went down on 1.1.
Motion.
The one went up 0.1, went down.
What's it going down?
Motion.
Do we have a motion?
Motion.
You see that, Ray?
Yeah. He made the motion.
Ray Moore,
Aye.
Ellis Changer,
Aye.
Donnie Bush,
Aye.
Roy Elphie.
Aye.
If it's to go down, I
Go
don't
ahead,
know.
yes, sir.
Considering approval of resolution 2022-0927-2, a resolution adopting the solid waste management plan for 2023 to 2027. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
And a second.
That's basically the same,
Anybody got any questions about that?
yeah.
Approve it? Okay. What our 5-year solid waste management plan is every 5 years, I have put together a plan stating what we're going to do for the next 5 years and provide that to the state. And in this plan, some of the things I've done is I've contacted the landfills that's going to be used and received capacity assurance letters. It's basically making sure that we can handle our next 5 years worth of garbage. It also deals with dump cleanups, litter pickups, our ordinances. Some of the things that I think we need to do over the next 5 years is get together and talk about coming up with a siding ordinance. That's if like a landfill wanted to come in, that states, how close it can be to residential property and things like that. We don't currently have one. I think that's something we need to put together over the next 5 years. So basically, that's the kind of things that's in this plan. It's just giving Frankfurt an idea of which direction that we're going to go in dealing with our solid waste. So I've got a copy of it here, if you want to look at it or anything. But it's, like I said, it's something that every county does every 5 years. It's required.
Thank you, Alan.
Motion.
Roy, I see, all right, did you make one, Roy? Yeah, well, not, okay.
Second.
Ellis Changer,
Aye.
Donnie Bush,
Aye.
Roy Elphie,
Aye.
Ray Moore.
Aye.
Next is opening
Test drill.
bids on test drilling.
We only got
We
one
had 2
bid.
packets picked up, and the only one here to bid in was King Creek or Grand King.
He sealed it, for sure. To be clear, this is for FEMA projects last year.
$45.99.
Yeah, $45.95, PW's 496, 524, 552, and 603. Looks like they got the same price on them. There were 4 different roads. The Morg Fork, Bowlings Creek, Mill Branch, and Smith Branch. A total of 12 sites. And each side had $2,400.
Okay, consider motion to award the test drilling to King Creek Drilling for, what's that per site?
$2,400 per side.
And second.
Second.
Donnie Bush, Roy Elphie, Ray Moore, Bill Changer. Motion carried. The next one, the resolution, and you got the resolution, the next one.
That's for KCO. Yeah, this is the resolution, we need to pass for KCO to pretty much lobby for us, on getting this $2 million. It's Resolution 2022-0927-3, a resolution authorizing the issuance of a 2023 tax and revenue anticipation note in an aggregate outstanding principal amount of $2 million. Approving a form of the note, authorizing designated officers to execute and deliver the note, authorizing and directing the filing of notice within the state local debt officer, providing for the payment and security of the note, appointing a paying agent and registrar, creating a sinking fund, accepting the proposal of the note purchaser herein after set forth for the purchase of the note, and repealing inconsistent resolutions. We're asking for $2 million, and want our permission. That's it.
Do we have a motion to go ahead and approve this, resolution to
Motion.
go after the two, Roy Elphie? Have a second?
Second.
Donnie Bush, Roy Elphie, Ray Moore, Bill Changer. Next thing is, can you read more right? Discussion of pipe, I guess. This, I know we done the bid on pipe, we kinda come in here and we open the bid, we advertise the bids for pipe, and then we end up accepting a bid for, bulk pricing. And we have had to buy some pipe off, JK. And Tim, we give him the bid, but if you go back on the individual, I guess what I'm trying to say, instead of trying to take it from one and give to the other, I feel we ought to just try to do 50-50 since both the pipe companies are in the county. I know I've been asked about it several, I don't know if y'all been asked about it out in the county or not, but.
It's kind of left up to you anyway, I mean, you pretty well get.
Well, no, we've done that, but then we said, if Breathitt didn't have it, we would go to Tim, go to.
I think JK actually had the lowest bid on
Individual
pipe, and then the question came up with the bulk price, and that changed the bid. So what are we?
And actually, the bulk price was actually a different kind of pipe, I guess, a different grade of pipe. And I don't think we bought any, during all this, I don't think we bought none of the pipe like that, other brand or whatever it was going to.
So you want to change the bid contract to 50/50?
No, I don't want to change the bid contract, I think instead of saying, hey, if he ain't got it, then we get it from him, try to make it like we do with the parts, try to trade and keep it equal.
Well, I mean, pretty much, you have to be, well, right now, Tim's got the bid, right?
In a way, but we didn't award him the bid that we advertised the bid, I guess, we just advertised the pipe.
So you changed the 50/50 on the pipe, right?
That's what I've been asked myself, and we do have two pipe companies in here, but I don't know if we would need to talk to both of them, or, cause Tim, we kinda awarded him the contract. I think
They wouldn't bid unless the parties would sign it and agree on it, you're gonna have an issue.
That's what I'm saying, we actually awarded it to.
So what do we need to do?
I contact both and see if we can get some type of agreement worked out. I thought that's what we talked about.
We did, but
If you're not willing, then, you gotta stick with what's did.
So we kinda got in that deal with Jackson and Breathitt. First year, I went in and got a pipe, and they called and said, how come you get that from us? But they didn't have it that night, they had it that morning. And he let me know that he had a bid on it, and I guess best thing to do is just talk to them, and if you don't agree, we can't breach your contract, then we might make any breach.
But we have purchased pipe, both of them.
Yeah, well, the other day I needed something, and he didn't have it, and, then we still didn't end up getting, before he didn't get paid full amount for it, so. It didn't help in the long run, I guess. So I'll go ahead and talk with him and see. That was brought to my attention, and I figured it had been here off too, so. All right, go on down to the next one. Approval of additional claims. What you got there? And is this gonna be up on receiving funding too?
Yeah, that has to be.
What, you got 3 or 4?
There's a few of them. I'm not sure how many there are, but I'll read them out real quick. Hot rods, heavy equipment. It's a whole long to read, what they working on. The work on the backhoe,
People, somebody think
yeah, 16 hours in, $100 an hour, $1,600 total for hot rod, so 1,600. James Combs as our contractor coordinating that now. $5,234.13.
5,001.
$5,234.13. McVeigh, land development.
Who?
McVeigh, out of Barberville. Bunch of pipes.
Oh, okay, this was the first bunch.
Yeah, 5 foot, 4 foot, a bunch of,
I think the state over there goes pipe and has it all in here.
a bunch of pipes, total of $36,580.80.
Well, we need to make that like we did the
Yeah.
We'll get reimbursed back on
Claims.
all the pipes.
And then the last one is for a company called Microdynamics for $109.
What is that?
Parts for a CD radio
Oh,
or a scanner or something, one of the radio things.
and then too, we've got a couple pipes, well, they've already come today for Smith Branch. We were gonna try to get one of those, combined, covers. We ordered them, they're gonna be 6 weeks getting it, and we didn't meet the 30-day, we didn't meet the 30-day contract with FEMA to get reimbursed, so we had to cancel that one and put the same thing we had in there, that temporary bridge. But instead of putting 1 6-foot pipe, we get reimbursed for that. I'm just gonna go ahead and put 2 in there together and try to get them temporary. They still don't have a road, so the pipe did come today, so. And then another one of these pipes is, up at Little River, up at Plug Out.
You're still gonna order the box culvert?
We have to wait, we either do that or put it on a bridge, a 80-20 bridge, but we got the bridges to do it before. That was a plan to start with. So maybe I think we need to look at building a box concrete, cover it and then cover it over.
Like we did up above.
Yeah. Same deal.
Lee, man, what about the bluegrass? Have you got that listed to pay? Because that was in May, and I have to have that paid because of this election coming up. The bluegrass. Yeah, I got it to you.
If it's in there.
It's the first one, vendor's claims.
All the bills on the vendor's claim will be paid, but it's like when we get the money, hopefully it'll come, if we get approved of the loan, I mean, it may get paid. Okay, approval of additional vendor claims list when funds come available.
Yes, it comes to a total of $45,523.93, and I will have to make a transfer, a budget transfer to make that happen.
Right, we need to go in there, that budget transfer, and we'll give you the numbers.
03-002.
Okay, let me read this again before we take a motion on it. Consider approval of pay additional claims list when funds come available, an amount of $45,023.55, and also approve the budget 03-002 to be able to transfer the money and pay that. Do we have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Okay, Ray makes a motion.
Yes.
John second. Roy Oakley,
Aye.
Ray Moore,
Aye.
Ellis Changer,
Aye.
Donnie Bush.
Aye.
Motion carried. Discussion. I just put discussion of occupational tax, is that
It's the,
when you ready on, Donnie?
yeah, the occupational tax revocation ordinance. We approved the June 28th meeting to, take the tax, 1% occupational tax off of anybody that works in the county. Second reading was July 26th meeting. The issue is that, I know I got my check, last check I got, the tax been taken out, still been taken out. And according to the ordinance, already anything that's been taken out after July 2022 will have to be reimbursed. So I think there's confusion on the businesses in the counties. Some is taking the tax out of their employees, some are not. So, Brendan, is that, I mean, could you explain to the public?
I've had many calls about it, and I've talked with the judge about it. He's asked me to file a declaratory judgment action, which I have in my hand. I just need a few more things to do that, to get it filed, so declare the validity and the start date.
So he's challenging taking the tax off.
I'll let Judge speak to that.
Yeah, I just feel the way the reading was done, just brought up in a meeting, read. Nobody got a copy of it, wasn't recorded in the minutes. Nobody never even seen a copy of it, and I know up until you done a second reading on it. And for one thing, I think it's the worst idea anybody came up with, the situation financially that the county's in. But I have asked to file a declaration and challenge it in court. And if she says it was done legal, it'd be done legal, and we just have to reimburse everybody back. But until that's happened, occupational tax is still in effect. These companies that's in here working right now have received calls, they know they need to get an occupational license and pay the 1%. And if the judge rules that it was legal, we just have to reimburse it back.
Well, since you stated that in the financial situation of this county, you understand that if you lose that, how much money you're gonna have to reimburse to the working people of this county? That's gonna be a lot of money.
It'd be the same amount we lose, collecting it.
I mean, according to the revenue report there, it's already been like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mac, $97,688 occupational tax.
Sounds right.
For the revenue report.
Yeah, that's what we get for second quarter.
Yeah,
So you
97.
already,
Yeah.
so you already, you're responsible for that amount right there. As of
No,
this
that's
week.
second quarter, we get to keep that anyway.
Yeah, Bridget's,
First
correct me if I'm wrong,
quarter,
Bridget's-
Before that, I know that.
yeah, Bridget's only giving you the stuff that was turned in before,
Yeah,
so this is the trickle over.
Well,
that was what was done in June the 30th, so that's where the revenue district comes in.
so what are you saying,
And
Brent?
what I need is I need a copy of the past ordinance, because I do not have one. Okay?
Jenny,
And I need the.
Jenny should have brought it to you yesterday.
I didn't get that. And I didn't get I need the July 26 minutes.
I don't have that.
I got, well,
I just need to know how y'all vote. But everything else written up, so I can put and be that correct when I put it on. I'll tender all this to the judge, ask for a hearing forthwith.
So in the meantime, if somebody calls and says, hey, Matt, what do I
We're
do?
doing business as usual. And then another thing, we couldn't even apply through this loan through K-Code without being able to show that we have, money to pay it back. Without the occupational tax. We can't do that.
that's your
Hopefully
opinion.
your money to pay Cagle back comes from FEMA. We shouldn't
That's,
We hope, yeah. I mean, that will, but I mean, you gotta have a line of credit, I mean, you gotta put something up for collateral, and if we ain't got enough income, they ain't gonna get enough money, you can't.
Hold on,
That's not what you're at.
that's what they do, they're holding it down.
What's the deal on there?
That's what
That's
they're
still going
It's
through?
still going through, I've signed 2 papers so far.
But the deal is, like, we're talking about, it's all been backwards and
Here, let's get back to business here. So the discussion of the occupational tax, I mean, it's pretty much, it's gonna be challenged in court.
So you're challenging, you're going on record challenging court, you're gonna challenge circuit court, right?
Absolutely.
And then also, I need you guys to approve the filing fee.
Okay, since we're on that discussion, we'll go ahead and, allow Brandon to pay this in physical court. Do the filing charges. How much is that, Brandon?
So it's probably like 221 to 250, somewhere in there. Filing fees for all civil cases, depends on the different commitments.
Okay.
I don't have the exact number.
Okay, we have a motion to go ahead and approve the filing, for the challenge in court. Have a second. I'll go and second that motion. Ray Moore,
No.
Bill Changer,
No.
Donnie Bush,
Nope.
Troy Oakley, I'm going out, so. Is there something that I need to file personally then and pay for? No.
But yeah,
Okay.
needs to be determined no matter which way it goes. For the county to know exactly what the resolution is.
Was that just to pay for the, is that what was the sheet?
Yeah,
Thank you for the
file
filing.
put it in court.
Has to be filed before, has to be paid for it to be filed.
You can reverse it back.
We can pay the filing fee.
I didn't think you were gonna be, but I mean,
I didn't realize what the promotion was.
okay.
You was voting.
Us
Revoted.
rescind what's been done. A motion to go ahead and pay the $221 or whatever the fee is to file the challenge in court.
I'll second that.
Who made a motion?
Roll it.
Okay.
Hell, second.
Ray Moore, Bill Changer, Donnie Bush, Roy Oakley. Motion carried. Discussion of ARPA funding.
Several discussion on the ARPA funding, we've approved some projects, water board projects. I know there's two different entities we approved to match a $250,000 match a $1 million grant, is that correct, Bobby? But we just need to know the update.
Wait, what was the $250 on $1 million grant, what was that on?
Water board had,
It's Lions Club.
Lions.
right,
Lions Club project, that, wasn't on last.
one of them.
Was the boat ramp, the $750 ARPA money?
No, it was $250 ARPA money, $750, grant, it was just a match for me.
One of them was water project, one of them was Bethany, I think, some of them.
Yeah, and then,
We got about 4 or 5, I think,
yeah,
that
there
ARPA.
was
Right.
several water projects.
Them's already been submitted to take over.
To Compass.
Yeah, okay.
I just need an update on that, is it on the ARPA,
Alright, so,
committee?
I've talked to Bobby some, I've talked to Estel some on the water stuff, and I talked to Jamie some on the museum stuff, I talked to everybody, I think, that's involved with it. We contracted that company, Compass, to handle that ARPA funding, and there's 2 ways you can go about it. And one is to, file it straight through ARPA, and another one is to kind of funnel it through general. Either way is doable, but if you do directly through ARPA, so if you file it through the federal government for that money, you have to go by federal procurement laws, which are 10 times more stringent than local procurement laws. So they said even water districts that you buy their pipe wholesale from big companies, if it's regional whatsoever, they won't be able to use those companies that's go on the federal contract. Causes a whole bunch of more red tape and a bunch more problems. So they're gonna go the other route to fund it. They're gonna go through the general way. That way it's procurement laws are only through our procurement laws, not the federal. That makes sense? So it's just, you still get the money one way or the other, but this way it's not as red tape.
Here's
I know we received the 1.2 million, what's the status on the other 1.2?
We got them both.
You
You got them all.
2.45 million in that account.
Yeah.
2,450,000 something.
So we've got what we got coming.
Yeah, I applied for it about a month and a half ago, and we got it about 2 weeks ago.
So,
Here's another, go ahead.
go ahead, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
What I was gonna say, I think I talked to Estill and they, well, I didn't hear the water board meeting just for a little bit, no, it wasn't even a water board meeting.
Clean the water.
The cleaner water thing we were voting on for the county and the city and stuff, but, you know, I'm not against improving anything in the county, but I think we need to look at this 1.2 that we've got, and I think it should be split half between water and half between internet service broadband. That's really what it's set up for, just like the park, Walnut Park thing up there. I mean, I'm all for improvement, but, you know, spending $1 million right now, that's the way we are. I'd love to see us go ahead and add a broadband thing up there for the other half of this 1.2 that we've got.
Well, now, when we went up there and talked to Thacker Bridge, because they patrol most of this county, they explained to us that they could not sell any ARPA funding directly from any county government. It had to be, they had the grants, the USDA grants that was available at that time, they had to apply for it, not the county.
Yeah, they did apply for that.
That's what I'm saying, but
They
we
got
couldn't-
two, one for
you
TDS.
We couldn't vote to give them whatever and say, look, we want to broadband, your internet service to expand it, I mean, in Breathitt County, and give you X amount of dollars. They said, that ain't the way it works.
We can put any amount we want to the ARPA funding on.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, Thacker Bridge being done,
I'm
with a
not
lot of
talking about
companies.
Thacker. I mean, we may have to get it for bid, I'm not saying they will get the job, but we can take the other and put it up for broadband, and it would have to go for bid, in my opinion, that much money.
Since we,
Do you know anything about that unit? I know we had a long conversation. Like I say, it shapes the county then and what we're going through.
so, well, we've already voted on and approved a lot of the, like I said, the projects concerning the ARPA funding. So what are you saying? That you're not gonna,
I'm saying, well, what money we've got left, we haven't spent all of it. I think we need to get our ducks in a row and give broadband their share in the county.
man, no, right off the head.
I think it was 800 and some thousand the other day on projects total. Can't remember the exact number. But one thing we have to keep in mind is that this money is subject to 65/35.
Yep, just like,
So this money before the January 1st, we can only spend up to.
I think it's 150,000, I mean,
Well, instead as we're in today, I mean, where do we stand on the 35%? I know that's according to law. By the end of the year, you've got to have 35% of each line item, so.
Right now, we are, like I said, we're stalemated right now. We've not spent anything, once we got 65, and we're waiting for the Department of Government to go ahead and approve us and start going over. They can leave, with a natural disaster, you have to end up doing that usually. Just bad timing. They're gonna approve us to do it because of the additional revenue that will be coming in. So right now, we're gonna go over the 65, but then once you get, like, we get $1 million loan, and you put that back in, you redivide it down, it drops back below the 65.
So what's the penalty, Brendan, if we come to the end of the year and we can't come up with the lot of money by law?
I don't know if there is a penalty, you have to be only contempt, I guess, but you have to stop spending when you do.
That's what the paperwork we filed with DOT for.
you accomplish what you set out to do, I mean, make it where, at the end of the term, it would be, I don't think we could, without the disaster, and I mean, and I hate to sit here and say without the disaster, but even if we had a disaster, we'd have had to shut probably most of the county service down already to be able to have 35% left at the end of the year. Y'all put a budget together, but it was,
It's like Brendan said, right, quit spending.
The paperwork we've got filed.
again,
with
you
DOT.
accomplished what you set out to do, I mean, as far as putting in the bid. But maybe we can get to keep our occupational tag, we'll just let that see, but let's go ahead and carry on. So is anything else need to be said about the discussion of ARPA funding?
As far as timeline, I can't give you an update on that right now. It's in Congress's hands at this point. It's out of our hands and into theirs.
the approval by the court has been submitted to the ARPA committee,
Yes,
all of it.
yes.
You ain't heard nothing back on
It's only been a couple days. We met with them last, I can't remember, what, Tuesday?
it? Couple days.
Last week.
We approved this months ago.
But Compass, yeah, so when I started filing all that stuff through ARPA, that turned out to be a whole big, different kind of ballgame than I've ever been part of, for that federal money. And so that's when I came to you all and said, hey, can you let Compass do this, because it was, I didn't know what to do, to be honest. It's gonna be a lot of legal stuff and a lot of, I could do the finance stuff, but then Brendan was gonna have a whole lot of work to do too, because of the legal stuff. Compass streamlines it. So we hired them last month, they finally came in, had a meeting with us last week, and now they're working, they've got all the paperwork they need for all the stuff they're doing. We just let them do their thing. So,
I have a question about the ARPA money. So the senior citizens museum, Lions Club, water projects that's been voted on,
On that list of meeting, yeah.
they're gonna be, I mean, there's no problem with that then?
not yet.
Not yet.
No.
Okay.
Haven't done anything yet.
We've already approved that.
Yeah, that's what
Right. And it's up to the ARPA committee to say yea or nay.
When you say general, fund, it's going to the general fund,
Right.
that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, it should be, as far, right now, it's not any problems, and they don't foresee.
So that money, once it comes to the general fund, it's earmarked for those projects that's been approved.
But Rand Paul is trying to, who, the US legislature is trying to change some of the, stipulations on the ARPA funding. But, you know, that might affect, I don't know,
But it's already changed quite a bit.
We ain't got control over it.
When it first
No, no,
started,
it's
there's about two
right.
things you could do, and then he started.
All we go on what we've already approved, and that's been submitted.
All right, let's go ahead and carry on to the next, thing. Discussion of Gayheart Lane.
Yeah, that,
What do you want to know?
we adopted that in, and he's asking.
Yeah, he brought the deed, I think, have you got the deed work stuff on the Gayheart Lane?
Haven't seen that.
I think he brought the deed in, and I don't know if he got me late or what, but he did come back in,
Kurt Gale.
Yeah, everything is up.
down on 1812.
Right before it, right before it.
But it's not officially county road yet.
That's what's happening on the next one there.
But
Yeah.
that's already been turned in and been approved. Oh, I know where it is, we should have a public hearing this morning. Yeah, Bridget told me her last week that she got it. So next week we'll have a public hearing, and then we'll do the second
Then we can-
adoption, yeah.
Both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, indeed, so I brought it.
Okay.
It just clicked with me that he brought it in, I wanna say last week, probably a month ago, when time went. But that's ready to be put on for a public hearing. All right, Roy, I didn't really understand what you said there. You said a water
Water
ditch or
department
something for a building, you want to free? And then you said 300,000.
said he had one amount, 1,000.
Oh,
Where's,
he actually mentioned this when I was in here in the Clean Water Act too. That when y'all talked about that, Bobby, or was that the water board meeting?
That's when this was, yeah, it was discussed in plain water.
Okay. I know that was in here, but I
What's
couldn't.
the name of the building, you know?
It's Scott, is that the building there at Scott McCallum said?
Yeah,
that's where,
Yes, that's a Scott.
her side of the street there.
yeah.
And getting back to that, he asked me, will I have a problem even using ARPA money on that? That's one thing I don't know that ARPA would allow us to buy, purchase a building, because I think they were gonna try to do it through CRAD, grant, but they couldn't build a building with the money they got from that grant, is that right, Bobby? Do you remember?
Well, yeah, certainly, now, there's certain grants, I guess, from what I understand, you get a grant.
Oh, it was the clean,
But,
it was the Clean Water Act money there,
yeah.
they wanna try to use what they got.
You probably can prove it.
I'll check with James.
Okay. So that's something we can check with, and the building that the water district's in right now is a spec building up there,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna say it's sold, but I think it's sold. I think it's down to a couple of signatures, and, National Guard's Instead of, they got flooded over there again really bad this time. But I think we're at the point, if we didn't try to find something fair in the county, that they would probably end up leaving because, so the insurance company's gonna allow them to use the money that they got flooded with, and then the state, I guess, had some money aside, so it looked like we're gonna have a big National Guard unit in there when it's all said and done. They want to put it all in-house. They've got a bunch of equipment stuff in western Kentucky, so that would be a huge plus for our county to have that service here in the county. So,
What about the building they got, possibility we could end up with?
it's a building they got.
Yeah, one over there. Are they gonna be moving that one over there too?
They didn't say. At first, I think they wanted to try to do some training, but the industrial board wasn't interested in floodplain building, you know, they just interested in working the deal up there, and I think they have. I just haven't seen them yet, but I think it's close.
We've done this, what percent of that, what is that, man? It's like, leaving.
We still have a couple $100,000 spare.
In the ARPA, yeah, not counting no not counting no broadband. But that's something we can check on.
I can make a motion, it's legal to buy the building, if we got the money, we go ahead and do it.
Well, let's just purchase the building, out of ARPA money you're talking about, right?
It's legal.
It'd probably be easier to,
Let's just go ahead and do, research and see what it is and get with the water district and,
We can go ahead and,
because they probably have to,
we can take a vote on it, I mean, it ain't gonna matter. I mean, legality, it'd be okay, but don't, but
you all right? Well, first I really would like to sit down and see how much money we do have and look at broadband plus this.
I've seen that motion, Royal.
to try to buy it or try to award it.
He said to buy it. We need to try to use ARPA fund. We don't need to use our money to buy it.
Well, I think that's what he's talking about, is ARPA, isn't it?
Okay, no, that's not gonna work though, because we can't purchase infrastructure like that. We can't buy trucks or buy vehicles or buy houses like that. We can't, that's not.
Okay, you're
We
saying,
can award it to the water board and what they do, their business.
okay, so he's saying,
Go that
we
route.
just go ahead and check the procedure of it. Roy Oakley made a motion to go ahead and purchase a building with ARPA money if it's legal. Don seconded it.
We'll just make, just amend the motion to go through the process, like Matt said, award it to the water board.
For the purchase of the building.
Right.
Okay, so you all, well, look, you all made a motion, it's got a second on it. We need to go ahead and vote on it, then turn around and make another motion.
Okay.
Donnie Bush,
What are we voting
The purchase of us buying
purchase
it.
the building, us buying the building with ARPA funds is legal.
on? No.
You second the motion, Roy Oakley?
Yeah, you changed the amendment, you changed the motion.
What did you say, Oakley? Ray Moore? Ellis Cantor? Motion carried. Motion to adjourn the meeting.
No, we got another motion, let's make a motion to award
The funding.
the funding to the water board.
The motion carried already to go ahead and
Now,
start the
this is another
process.
motion, we changed the motion. The motion to award
You made
the
that,
amount,
you
the
made
amount,
that,
$300,000 to the water board through the ARPA funding.
To purchase the building.
yeah, that's what we just voted on, honey.
Now, you changed the motion, Jeff.
No, what he's saying, the motion was for us to buy it with ARPA funding.
The motion that I made, that Roy Oakley made and Donnie Bush second, was to buy the water board, buy the building for $300,000 with ARPA funding if it was legal.
Right, but what he's wanting to do is just reword it a little bit, because right now it
Well,
says
that's what I
we're
said, we
gonna.
made a motion to do that,
Right.
but the motion carried. So now you wanna make a motion to,
Award $300,000 to the rest of the water board.
For the
Using the
purchase.
ARPA funding
ARPA funding to purchase the building.
for the purchase of the building. We give it to the water board, it's like Matthew said, it's up to the water board to do what you want to with it.
They'll turn us down
Right.
real
The
quick.
first motion you made, you're wasting your time, it's like
Now,
Matt said.
you seconded it, and then.
Well, you changed the motion on.
Yeah, then we figured it out. It's all good, we got to figure it out.
Okay, motion to award $300,000 to the water district to purchase the building, with ARPA funding. Do we have a
Motion.
motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Cantor,
Uh,
Donnie Bush, motion to adjourn the meeting.
Let me ask you a question, what's the status on the courthouse? We forgot about trying to do something with the new courthouse, or?
Last I seen, we paid, all the efforts to do the, we didn't do the architect work, like it.
No, last, I talked,
Renovation or?
Codell came and talked one day about it.
New courthouse.
He says we're waiting to find out about ARC, ARC funding and ALC funding, all kinds of ones, but we never did pursue it past that.
That's all it is, but some of it.
It is,
Had that group,
I was on
gave you the full blueprint.
DLZ.
DLZ, that's
DLZ.
what.
DLZ came in the full work like now, that was pre-COVID, right? But, yeah,
It was that long ago.
pre-COVID.
We ain't got money to pay bills, we're short on these, we're talking about
Another
bills.
renovation. Well, I mean.
Oh, I just have seen,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
No, they said that we built like a funding, like a training center underneath it, like this and that, but it never went past.
They told us if the judge wasn't on board with it, we was wasting the time.
Well, I'm sure ain't
And he
no
voted
more
against
build a new courthouse unless it's a shape.
What about renovating this one?
We've already,
We've already started renovation on, we got waiting on approval of a grant to redo all these bathrooms, make it handicap accessible buildings.
we voted on that to give back to Ron Johnson. Johnson,
The engineering part, yeah.
Yeah, he's already done the, I don't know if we have to pay, but I think we're waiting on approval of money for that. Jennifer ain't here, I think that's already, I know it is, that's part of the elevator too, the new elevator, that was part of the grant with the bathrooms.
what's the
There's
status on
something else
that?
too, I can't
Is
remember
that
what
way
it
working
was.
or?
Yeah, it works.
What's that? What, the elevator? Yeah, it's been working for months.
I just wanted to talk about the approval of letting people that wants to sell where they have got washed away, because they don't want land that they have to pay taxes for when they can't live on it.
We.
Approved that.
We approved that, so just
That's
make sure
good.
he signed up on that.
He's already signed up.
Okay. Okay.
Judge, let me ask one thing. This Oaks Lane over on Armory Drive.
What name?
Oaks Lane. I've got a report, and I don't think we've ever addressed that, report's ever addressed that, as far as adoption into the county road system. I had a call about problems over there. Yeah, I've got a file on it, it's never been voted on, to my knowledge, Corey Goff.
I think we started the process, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I think he brought his deed in.
Mentioned, I remember.
I have all that. The reason I brought it up is there was some trouble over there this week, which I guess they were putting stakes in the road and all those sort of things and stuff. And the lady contacted me about it possibly being, if it was on the county road system. Of course, I told her it's not as of yet. So you guys might want to take a look at that and get it resolved one way or the other.
You know, I actually told Corey that we would put that on the next,
Yeah, well, he's drawn up his own right-of-way deed.
yeah, well,
He's got a little bit.
that's what messed it up. He didn't wanna go to the land, he drawn his own
Take a look at that.
road.
If he wants to,
Like
if
Corey
he
Goff.
wants to
Yeah.
dedicate it.
Same guy with the international.
Good luck. Yeah.
So we'll go and make sure when we do Gayhart Lane, that we do Oak Lane. I
Put that
think,
back on the agenda, because if we don't go ahead and address it, there could be problems.
okay, I know that's how we started. We made a motion to start the adoption process, and then he wanted to draw
I've
it
got
on.
these and everything here, so I'm ready to talk to you about it.
Okay.
He's gonna have to, he wants to add some everything to it, so we'll have to talk about that.
Gayhart Lane and Oak Lane, we try to address him, but I think we got a more. Okay, it's time to consider a motion during the meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Ray Moore,
Yeah.
Ellis Cantor,